Trump has been accused of raping somebody, okay? And I think that this is 100% true. This is a statue of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein holding hands. I wish I was there so I could have taken a picture of that myself. All right, but that was that was in front of the National Mall, okay? Whoever put that there, they just, just classy, just straight up classy. So let's get into this story, y'all. An FBI case filed from late 2020 includes a rape accusation against the president. Okay, another one. All right. A limo driver said he overheard a very concerning phone call Trump had in 95 where Trump kept saying the name Jeffrey, the limo driver, who has his name redacted, said Trump made references to abusing some girl. He was later discussed driving Trump with a woman in 99, the unnamed limo driver said. Donald J. Trump has raped me along with Jeffrey Epstein, the man said the woman told him. The limo driver said he urged the woman to tell the police, but she said she can't because they will kill me. The woman was later found with her head blown off in Oklahoma. The woman was later found with her head blown off in Oklahoma. Oklahoma mentioned in Epstein Files as Department of Justice says claims are untrue and sensationalist. So they're untrue and sensationalist. Now, how do they know if these claims are untrue and sensationalist? Right under this, we see it says at least 16 files disappear from the Department of Justice site for Epstein documents, including Trump photo. Okay, this is something that I heard about. All kind of weird things going on. Isn't it just kind of odd the way he's just so innocent? He's so innocent that they could even, without an investigation, say, look, this is just sensationalist. Well, where's the proof to show that it's untrue? There is no proof, and you don't need to see any proof. The reality is that it's a cover-up. They're covering up for a rapist named Donald Trump and for other rapists. That's what the United States government is doing, okay? Can you imagine that this man they literally raped somebody, and then after he did that, then he had the person killed? Could Donald Trump do this? Yes, he could, and yes, he would. He used to hang around for a guy who used to work with the mob. I think he was a mobster. Donald Trump used to literally hang around with this guy. What do mobsters do? They kill people. Okay, and Donald Trump thought it was a cool thing to hang around this guy for many, many years as he was coming up. Use your brain and think, people, okay? There's a movie which I oftentimes mention when I talk about the Antichrist Donald Trump. In that movie, and I'll say one more time, you didn't hear me, the Antichrist Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is actually the Antichrist, okay? There's a movie, there are two movies. One is called You've Been Trump, and the second one is called You've Been Trump Too. I think I'm not sure if it's the first or second one, but in that movie where Donald Trump is trying to steal somebody's land, because that's another thing that he does, he loves stealing land, okay? And this is a movie that came out before Donald Trump ever mentioned wanting to be president. This movie came out in the early 2000s, 2010s, okay? These series of movies. And in one of them, a woman says that Donald Trump was trying to take her father's house, and they didn't want to give their father's house up. So now, mind you, this was something that you didn't see Donald Trump. She didn't see Donald Trump physically did this, but you can put two and two together. Donald Trump said, "I want you to find this house." They said they're not going to sell. All of a sudden, she said that maybe like around that time, okay, maybe a day later, or whatever, she was confronted with a guy who was on a motorcycle. This woman in the movie said she was confronted with a guy. It's like a documentary, okay? The guy drove up on a motorcycle. I think he hit her in the head or did something to her, and he said, something worse is going to happen to your father if you don't give up that land, okay? Now, it wasn't that it was just a coincidence that it happened. Donald Trump and his goons paid to have this woman assaulted, okay? So when this person says, I was raped, and if I try to say anything, I'll be killed, and then this woman is found killed based on what the story alleges, yes, I believe it's 100% true. Like the woman who said that Donald Trump raped her, who was in New York City. Okay, she actually won the case. This disgusting rapist is the man. This man is the president. This disgusting rapist is the president of the United States. The Bible says that the Antichrist will be a vile man. That's exactly who he is. He's not sorry for that. He comes on TV and he says, "Hey, I can't believe that you guys are still talking about that Jeffrey Epstein guy." Okay, I can't believe it. Isn't it kind of odd? I saw an interview today, right, where Donald Trump was talking about Bill Clinton. He says, this is because of the Democrats. He always tries to talk in a threatening manner. Number one, he tries to say this in a backwards way. Like he said, for example, it's a shame that the Bill Clintons and all of these type of files, but at the end of the day, this is what the Democrats wanted. They wanted these files to be released, and there's nothing about me. In actuality, Donald Trump is a compulsive liar. We know that he's been going out of his way telling people to remove everything that has his name in it, okay, and make sure he's not being seen. So, but recently, when they released 100-something files, okay, 100-something pages that were all redacted completely, or just black hole pages, they literally removed all the stuff that was in there because Donald Trump's name was in there for sure. It was so bad, it got so much bad media coverage that they probably said, look, we got to release something because this is going to turn out really, really bad for us. Even Fox and them can't cover this up. So they had to release something. So they probably said, let's release thousands of files. People want to read them anyway. People don't like to read anyway. And of course, things implicating Trump now popped up. What a surprise. What a surprise. The government is covering up for serial racists like Donald Trump, and it's shameful. Okay, this country is going down. I got to say this. It's shameful that the country is actively doing it. This is better. This is worse than Watergate. It's worse than any other kind of American scandal. It's worse than what Bill Clinton did with Monica Lewinsky. It's worse than all of that. Okay, this man is a serial rapist, and people elected him. And it was like they couldn't tell us who he was. People were saying that he did this before he became the president, and people said, "I don't care about that. I want to elect this man. I want to vote for this man." And people are coming out and saying, "Oh, well, I can't believe they did this. You can't believe it? We told you that's who he was. Y'all fools that voted for the man. I was gonna say, y'all fools." Okay, y'all voted for this man. Voted for a rapist. Voted for my opinion, and based on evidence that's coming out, a child trafficker and all kind of stuff. He was with Jeffrey Epstein. He was a child trafficker. And there's picture of him with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, there's videos and all kind of pictures that have not been shown, where and that the USA simply will not release. Why? Because it implicates Donald Trump. That's why. Think about it. He's the most powerful man in the sense that he's the president of the United States. All right, these files are coming out, and they're extremely covered up. Why? Because he's in them. That's why. That's why. It's common sense. Any blind person can see this. Okay. And I don't feel sorry for the United States because at the end of the day, you voted for this man after he had the insurrection. You voted for this man again. He's who America deserves. A rapist, racist, demonic man who's also the Antichrist. He is who America deserves. Okay, when I say he's the Antichrist, I'm not saying it as a way to make fun of Donald Trump. This man actually is the Antichrist. I made videos on it. People have said this online many, many times. Okay, y'all may not think that he fits the description, but Donald Trump fits the description of the Antichrist better than anybody that's ever lived. Okay, even his name, Trump, is actually in the Bible. Okay, I'm not making it up. It's literally in the Bible. Okay, when you look at it, it's talking about the Antichrist when it names his name. It's talking specifically about Donald Trump without a doubt. Okay, this man is the Antichrist and a Messiah. He's a disgusting individual. I have no pity for him. I won't pray for people. Oh, you should pray for your leaders. I'm not praying for the Antichrist. Okay, you can pray for him if you want to. I'm not praying for the Antichrist. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. You're sorry if you're praying for this man. Okay, people need to get ready. His time is running out. And that's just the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like button, share it. God bless. Peace.